Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
All right, is the Dirt Diggler and
The Dork.
and I am the dirtiest Diggler to ever Diggler for Dirt could Diggler, and
I am the dorkiest dork that ever did dork if he could dork.
hey, it works, right? And this is Dirt Diggler's Shitty Sports Show. Thank you for joining us. Here on Dirt Diggler Sports Show, we have a couple things going on for us. We say fuck a whole lot.
We drink beer.
We drink beer, and we rarely ever fact check. So you have that going on for you, which is always nice because it makes it exciting and it makes it takes that much better because even though we don't have like giant staff supporting us like they do at ESPN, we probably produce a more accurate product. We have been prophetic as of late.
I know, right?
Prophetic.
Holy cow, we're going to get into that later.
We're going to get into how prophetic we've been. But even my hot takes, which are supposed to be shit, have been prophetic, which I have mixed feelings about.
I mean, you've been pretty good on them.
I've been good, which is bad.
You've been cleaning up on the shitty hot takes
but
lately.
that's not the point of the shitty hot take.
The point of the shitty hot take is for it to be so goddamn shitty. It's just awful.
And it's not.
And it's not indefensible.
It's not indefensible because it's just happening.
You need to step up your shitty hot game.
I do need to step up. You know what? Hey, listeners, I need help in my shitty hot takes. If you could send us, me in particular, some super shitty, indefensible hot takes to dirtdiggler2023@gmail.com, the dude would appreciate it. So the dirt, me, I would appreciate it. So, all right. So, we failed to answer one of the questions last week regarding Natty BOH.
We were that angry at that goddamn beer.
All right. Whether or not Natty BOH was game time beer. All right. So, Eric Chevy, Cheeves.
Yeah.
One of my Marines from Okinawa. Great guy. He lives in Virginia now. Go Chevs. He's like, so you never said whether or not it was a game time beer. And I'm like, well, shit.
Let's answer that right now.
No.
It ain't.
Resounding no. Listen, I was no shit angry at myself until Wednesday for drinking that shit. We did the show on a Sunday, and I was livid with myself until like every time I had a beer. Monday. Every time I had a beer, it was like I can't fucking believe I drank Natty BOH. It was that bad. And, it was so bad.
It's like that one girl you never want to have to admit that you hooked up with.
Well, it's like that one girl you regret talking to at the party. Like she just said some of those outlandish shit, and you're just like so angry. That one person.
It's like that one girl that you hook up with, and you think it's gonna be great, and then she turns out to be like stalker material.
Oh, a level 5 clinger.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah, those are terrifying, and that's how badly you felt about Natty BOH.
You know, and it was so bad. I even missed the point that on the tabs for the cans, the tabs are red. There's a little crab, which in itself is cute.
Crabs.
Which was cute, but the beer was so bad it overshadowed anything else going on for it. Now, here's the thing. Kenny was talking shit about this beer at work, and please, Kenny, could you share with me the reaction to you mentioning how terrible Natty BOH was?
So, I work at a school, and some of my fellow admin employees looked at me and said, "You better not talk bad about Natty BOH. That's a Maryland treasure."
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
It's such a shitty beer. There's so many
I'd rather have Narragansett.
Listen, there's like Flying Dog and Heavy Seas, and there's some really good beers that come out of Maryland.
I think it's just the cheapness.
But still, there's some cheap, good Maryland beers that aren't Natty BOH that you can hit your wagon to, and you won't be angry if you drink them. But this is what you choose to go with. Like that's I don't know, man.
I was a little flabbergasted myself. Like I said, I would rather have some Narragansett.
Yeah.
Like, cause yikes, Narragansett is
I'm looking
barely a game time beer.
If you head up there, if you go back home, if you go back to Connecticut and you grab a 12er of Narragansett. Bring it down. We could do it on the show.
Narragansett. I think you can find it here.
Well, if we find it here, then we can
No,
use it.
what I need to get is some Cottrells.
Look, if it's a game time beer, we will review it.
Oh, yeah.
We will review it. All right, so
Anyway.
I wanted to clear that up. I didn't answer. It was the only show I've done where I didn't answer whether or not it was game time beer. And Chevy, he called me out on it, and he was right to do it. So boom.
Well, yeah, he was, because we were too busy being pissed off at the fact that the beer
Such
sucked.
a terrible fucking beer.
Hams was better than that.
I'd fucking party with Hams, dude. This shit was terrible, man.
I would totally be down for some Hams right now if we
you know
weren't
what?
drinking the High Life.
We do have a High Life we're going to be reviewing today, and we're going to get into it. So let's not talk about High Life too much. We have a segment dedicated to the
but
High Life.
we moved up in the world.
We've moved up. So, all right, today's schedule. All right, we're going to talk about the Miami Marlins sale, the Ezekiel Elliott suspension, the Bills-Eagles-Rams trade that went down yesterday, the Bills versus Jets tank battle, Jay Cutler going to defend the amazing press
Oh, my
conference he
God.
had. Right, we're going to go over the preseason Pats and the preseason Eagles, how the Bears are the preseason Super Bowl champs.
Really?
Yep. And why your division sucks, AFC West. Of course, we're going to roast one of those teams to be named later in the show.
Yeah.
We're going to roast the shit out of them. We're going to do our beer of the week, which if you haven't picked up on is Miller High Life. But we're going to talk more about Miller High Life. And then we're going to come through with our indefensible shitty hot take of the week. And I swear to God, I swear on all that is holy, I will come with a shitty hot take this week that will redeem my predictions, which were my previous hot takes.
Because they were actually not shitty.
Yeah, I maybe I just can't do shitty hot takes.
Maybe it's just one of those things, like our shitty hot takes are actually based in reality, and we just really need to drag ourselves to a level of ridiculousness.
Maybe I need lessons from Stephen A. Smith on how to be just a piece of shit.
No,
Maybe that's what I need to do.
Please don't.
Because
I don't
his
want you to be
tastes are bad.
I don't want you to become as big a piece of shit as Stephen A.
Well,
Smith.
it's not like he's Jason Whitlock. I mean,
no, he's not Jason Whitlock, but still, I
He's
don't
still a
want
piece
you to
of
be
shit.
that much of a piece of
he's
shit.
not Colin Coward either. All right, so we're going to talk about this Miami Marlins sale thing, and Kenny's got some great insight on that, so go for it.
Well, okay, a group led by Derek Sanderson Jeter, former shortstop of the New York
His
Yankees.
middle name is Sanderson?
His middle name is Sanderson. Moving along, a group led by Derek Jeter bought the Miami Marlins away from a scumbag named Jeffrey Loria, who is probably the worst baseball owner since Marge Schott.
That's a pretty big claim, dude. Mark Schott
Yeah,
was
I mean,
absolutely
I'm sorry, but you
the
know
worst.
what? Jeffrey Loria's fleecing of the city of Miami for that new stadium is probably going to generate the only instance in human history where I will ever feel sorry for Miami.
Really?
I'm a Patriots fan. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
I am Boston all the way around, but I feel sorry for Miami.
So was his fleecing more egregious than what we see in the NFL?
Yeah, okay, so basically, he cried poor for over a decade after buying the team,
But he's just consistent. A
Yeah,
decade is a long
and then
time to
finally
hold it.
Miami, the city of Miami and the county of Dade caved and gave him $91 million to assist him in building a new stadium on the promise that he would put together a competitive product, because the Marlins have always been known for putting together the lowest payroll in baseball. Or 8 times in a decade, they had the lowest. The other 2 times, they had the second lowest.
So the whole
And
competitive
it's just-
team thing is so quantifiable. But yeah, I got you.
But like they were actively tanking worse than. Yeah, we'll get into that later.
the tank battle.
Yeah. But it was horrible. I mean, they won the World Series in 1997 and 2003, and then in 1998 and 2004, they had these egregious fire sales of all the key components that would just be shipped off for a bag of baseballs and a couple of packs of Big League Chew.
Well,
And just it was terrible. And then on top of that, he cried poor.
Yeah.
He needed the city's help in building a new stadium that would bring in the fans. And the city helped him. And he's like, okay, and just to show us this is an act of good faith, I'm going to put a competitive product on the field. He brought in a bunch of players like Mark Burley and Jose Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
He brought in Ozzie Guillen as the manager, and it
Ozzie
looked like
Guillen is a solid manager.
he won a World Series in
Yeah,
Chicago.
He's a good manager.
Yeah, he was a damn good manager, but then he made some comments about Fidel Castro that the Miami fans just were like, nope.
Well, okay, so I don't
And then
understand why these folks feel the need to talk about
the
Castro.
train came off the rails, and that team went downhill, and then Loria and once again engaged in a fire sale, and then the fans of Miami just looked around like, oh my God, You got us again. Only this time, you got us so hard that this $91 million loan that we gave you is going to cost us $1 billion, with a B, to pay off over however long the terms of the loan are. He's got a brand new, beautiful stadium.
So what the city of Miami has to figure out, but Dade County's got to figure out, is how to get funds to liquidate that as soon as possible. That is an insane interest rate. All right,
yeah,
91
exactly.
million. You're talking about this. This isn't. It's more. That's like.
I don't even know how the amortization schedule makes that
That's
possible.
10 times what you borrowed.
Yeah.
That's 10 times what you borrowed. Oh, fuck that.
I don't understand it either.
I don't get it.
I don't either, but the fact of the matter is, he did
good.
this in Miami. He also did it in Montreal before he ever bought the Marlins.
So
That made the Montreal Expos a joke.
So this is his MO.
Yeah, and then like when John Henry, current owner of the Boston Red Sox, sold the Marlins, he bought the Marlins and then stuck the Major League Baseball with the Expos. Well, John moved on to the Red Sox.
So I know there's no salary threshold in Major League Baseball, right? You don't have
there's like a luxury tax threshold.
Yeah.
But because of the Marlins, they've been talking actively about instituting like a salary floor.
So that's the beginning of the cap era, right?
No, but like
No,
floor.
I know the floor. I know. So there's a floor in the NBA. There's a floor in the NFL.
Yep.
Is there a floor in hockey? Because hockey's
I don't
capped.
think so.
If hockey's capped, there's got to be a floor. There normally is.
There probably is.
So baseball's the only unregulated salary.
And they're working towards closing that loophole because of, you guessed it, Jeffrey Loria.
Hey, look, this is why you can't have nice things.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing that I like about this is that Jeter is going to bring about like it's a fresh take on everything. He's new blood. Not only that, he walks in that locker room, he's got instant cred with the players. And it's going to keep guys like Giancarlo Stanton from wanting to leave. And Giancarlo Stanton is one of the best young sluggers in the game.
I'm going to say Jeter stands a chance to be pretty galvanizing in the locker room, but he's an owner. So at some point, I believe this is going to be a conflict of interest. He's going to have to make those tough ownership decisions with the other owners, and it's going to put him at odds with the locker room.
And that's what I'm fascinated about. Was what is it going to be like? Because I always thought that Jeter had a future as a manager.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had a future as an owner.
Well,
he actually put up $30 million of his own money.
To be honest with you, though, if you're not hustling to own, you're hustling wrrong. With anything, if you're not trying to own some shit, you're doing it wrong.
I don't disagree with that.
The manager is still a fucking employee.
Yeah.
So I
didn't see him on the executive level
you
soon.
Yeah, you just didn't see him
maybe
there.
this soon.
He made his move. He saw an opportunity. He had the capital.
He got in on the right investment group.
He did.
And congratulations to you, Mr. Jeter. I'm sure Minka will miss you around the house. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, he'll keep himself busy.
I understand that, but like the thing is, instant credibility in the locker room.
It'll be interesting.
It's going to keep a guy like Giancarlo Stanton interested.
Let's check back on this in 10 years when he's more into being an owner and he's a bit older and he can't
exactly. We will.
Let's see how that works out.
All I can say though is thank God Jeffrey Loria is out of baseball.
It'd be good to see a good product come out of see a good product come out of all the teams and all the different sports.
I just because like I said, I'm sad that Giancarlo Stanton is being wasted. Yeah. One of the preeminent sluggers of our era.
Yeah.
He's got 19 home runs in 30 games, for God's sakes. That's ridiculous.
It's pretty damn good.
40 home runs for the season so far. He's leading the majors in home runs. And, it's going to be awesome.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I'm excited for the city of Miami.
Yeah, it's exciting. New beginnings for the Marlins.
However, we move on to
Ezekiel Elliott.
All business dragging you down.
Motherfucking Ezekiel Elliott, right? So, y'all remember that whole Deflategate thing where Brady got suspended for 4 games for basically not cooperating with the NFL and destroying his cell phone, possibly? All right, so I went on the show several times, and I said Goodell has every right to do that because of the shitty CBA they all fucking signed, right? And I even mentioned the only locker room to go against the CBA was the Steelers. Everyone else signed it. So the union allowed the players to sign a shitty CBA. So Ezekiel Elliott was accused of domestic violence, and of course the cops fucking saw that there was nothing, right? Because we can trust law enforcement to properly handle cases involving superstars. Yeah. Because Aaron Hernandez definitely happens if the cops are fucking doing their jobs right, which of course they were. Either way.
Well, actually, in the case of Aaron Hernandez,
he was because he was shooting motherfuckers in Florida too.
Yeah,
There's a
I'm
lot
just
of,
saying they
yeah.
got him after Odin Lloyd.
Yeah. Or we could say Jameis Winston.
Famous Jameis, yeah.
Yep, Jameis Winston. His case had a lot of help from law enforcement. Either way, when you have these college towns, those cops they're unlikely to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that Ezekiel Elliott was able to avoid charges from his domestic violence thing, I can't put much weight on that. I really can't, because the cops haven't proven to be impartial when it comes to these athletes. If it was me or Kenny who did what he was accused of doing,
Bye.
he'd have been fucking locked up, because we're not famous athletes. We're just two dickheads on a fucking podcast drinking beer, talking shit.
Yeah.
But it's not us. It was Ezekiel Elliott, right? So Ezekiel Elliott was accused of domestic violence by the woman, by his girlfriend.
Now there's conflicting reports about that about Tiffany as well.
Right, because there's some text messages and some other shit.
Not only that like when you go to the NFL, I'll ruin your career.
All kinds of shit. There's just a lot.
There's too much he said, she said for me to really convince myself one way or another.
But here's the thing: we don't have to convince ourselves, because the NFL is going to do its own investigation. Flawed or not, it's going to conduct its own investigation. It's going to levy its punishment if it sees fit. Now, what they did was they suspended Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games. He has 3 business days. So that's Friday, and then
he's already planning.
And you have a Monday and Tuesday of next week. By Wednesday, he needs to have an appeal in place, or he's going to have to eat that 6 games, and he can't say shit. Right? This is what the CBA allows, right? Because it doesn't matter what the NFL found. It could have just been Goodell woke up that day and said, fuck it, this guy's getting 6 games.
Yeah.
And he's totally within his rights to do that.
And not only that, but the thing that gets me is after you give Tom Brady 4 games for supposedly having a role in deflating footballs, and this is not me being a sour grapes Patriots fan, you have to, in this case, especially after how badly you handled the Ray Rice situation
you gotta go higher.
the Greg Hardy situation.
You got to go higher.
You got to go higher than 4.
You got to go higher. So
there was no choice here.
So you mentioned Greg Hardy. That's
a scumbag.
The same fucking owner who's like vouching for Hardy is saying like Zeke Elliott did nothing wrong. Well, I guess if you're comparing the two, I guess he did nothing wrong. He didn't throw his girlfriend on a pile of fucking guns and choke the life out of her. So I guess Zeke did nothing wrong, if that's how you're going to fucking look at things. This is a Hall of Fame owner, by the way.
Hall of Fame owner.
Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Can I go get a barf bag real quick?
No. You got to barf right where you are.
Right,
we get the dog.
Barf on the mic.
The dog will come get it.
I'm sure he will.
Either way, so this a lot of Cowboy fans are butthurt. But let me tell you what, Cowboys fans, for those of you who follow me on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, your tears are like nice, cool lemonade on a hot summer's day for me.
Sweet nectar.
Sweet nectar. Cowboys tears are the best. Because you're fucking
pick
insufferable.
You up that high laugh and pretend it's cowboy tears.
Right, I'm going to, because it's right.
Fresh batch of cowboy tears.
But you know what? You have a means to gripe a little bit, but the bottom line is,
and not only that, but like Jerry Jones is furious. But this was the same guy that said we had to support our commissioner when it was time to suspend Brady,
and the same asshole who cut Lucky Whitehead, even though he actually wasn't.
Didn't do anything wrong.
He was like literally the guy who got arrested was like, I'm Lucky Whitehead. And
same guy that has to face the fact that his team is lawlessly out of control. I mean, Randy Gregory's gone for the year.
How many suspensions did the Cowboys have?
At least 4.
Yeah, this guy
between Zeke, Randy Gregory, David Irving.
There's a ton of Cowboy suspensions.
Yeah,
they're about to get a fine because of the amount of suspensions.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
And then Jerry's got a bitch about like we got penalized for spending money in an uncapped year. You motherfucker, you knew goddamn well the rules are going to come back into play.
I said it. I'm sorry. I said the R word. I'm going to bleep
you later.
Wait, look, the Washington team also got hammered with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have mixed feelings about that because all right, it's coming, so you get in front of it. But they hit him because you did some shit. I guess there was some gentleman's agreement.
Yeah,
that's all I can think of. But for this, like.
Sit down, shut the fuck up.
If Jerry Jones is your moral compass, you're probably a piece of shit.
I'm just going to go out there and
fucking say that. If you're looking at Jerry Jones for guidance on what's moral, you're a piece of shit, and you have not been paying attention to what he's been doing over his lifetime. Because that guy is out of control.
You're a piece of shit, and I can prove it mathematically.
So but the NFL, they said he had beat his girlfriend on 3 separate occasions. They had pictures and the whole kit and caboodle, and they decided to hammer him with 6 games. Of course, like I said, he's probably going to appeal. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? Apparently, what he did was so egregious. There's rumors that if he gets hit with something else again, he's done forever. So we're talking about this guy's first offense was so terrible that another offense of like this will ban him from the NFL. This is the NFL's premier rusher right now.
Yeah.
On the NFL's
he led the league in rushing as a rookie.
Yeah. This is also the NFL's most valuable team. So if that's happening,
they're going that hard after a guy.
There had to be something fucking serious. There had to be.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, if you're going to go after it this hard, you're not just pursuing a vendetta.
This is something serious.
This isn't just a makeup call for Spygate kind of bullshit.
Why would there be a vendetta there? The Cowboys have always been a bit of a shit show when it comes to how their people behave, but the NFL really has kind of just let it roll to take away their star. Really, their success rested on Ezekiel Elliott last year.
Well, to a lesser extent, Dak Prescott.
Well, Dak, if you've got a running game like that, then it makes it easier.
It takes the pressure off of a rookie
so
quarterback.
we get to see. So honestly, at the end of the day,
but to be fair, I could run for 800 yards behind that O-line.
You might be able to. Maybe.
I know I could. God damn it, give me the ball.
We get to see how Prescott looks without that running game. Now, not to say that McFadden's not good, and so is Morris. Morris is good. He's good.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not much of a drop off, but the teams aren't scared of those two runners. Teams aren't as scared of those two runners as they were of Elliott. And you've got some solid defenses in the division between the Eagles and the Giants. Those
how many of those does
and even the Washington team, they've made some improvements. So that and the offensive line for the Cowboys took some losses. Yeah. So this could be a death knell for them. They could lose 4 of those 6 games.
Could be. We'll get to that in the season preview.
Unless Prescott is the truth, in which case they'll make up for it.
We don't know yet.
We don't know. He hasn't been in a place to where it's all on him yet. But this will be about the first time.
We're going to find out how good Dak Prescott is if this suspension is upheld upon appeal.
Right. So let's. And
not even that. He could get lengthened upon appeal.
He could end up with more games upon appeal if they decide to dig up more stuff. Shit.
That's the thing that I worry about the most with Zeke here.
Yeah. He could end up with 8 games. He could end up with a season. But so let's move on to the Bills, Eagles, Rams trade. So it was fucking crazy yesterday. I was sitting in my office. I was like, all right, just farting around. All of a sudden, my phone beeps. I'm looking, and the Bills traded Sammy Watkins and a 6th-rounder to the Rams in exchange for E.J. Gaines, who I don't fucking know who that is, and a 2018 2nd-rounder. They also sent Ronald Darby, who was their top cornerback after letting old Gilmore walk to New England, their top cornerback to the Eagles in exchange for Jordan Matthews and a 2018 3rd-round pick.
All I know is Tom Brady is going to be chucking it deep to Brandon Cooks both times they play Buffalo.
Listen, Darby's a monster, and the kid can run. He's fast as shit. And now you have Brandon Cooks in the division.
Dude, Mike Wallace in Miami just catching those softballs from Cutler.
This guy. So all right. Goff and the Rams get their deep threat in LA, but I doubt he's going to be able to connect with him. I doubt he'll be able to get the ball to him. Right? Watkins, Sammy gets to escape the sadness that is the city of Buffalo, and he gets to go to the sunny, warm climate of LA. But
will he stay healthy?
That's the question, right? Because he's going to be a focal point, but then again, he's probably going to do a lot of underneath work.
It'll be interesting to watch.
It'll probably be a lot of underneath work, to be honest with you, because I don't know I don't know how Goff's arm looks. We'll get a chance to see it this year.
Yeah.
The Eagles get a rock solid, low key shutdown corner with awesome speed in a division that hosts receivers like Odell Beckham Jr., Des Bryant, Brandon Marshall, and Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
The receivers in the NFC East are monstrous, and the Bills get a stellar possession receiver in Jordan Matthews. He's solid. He's a great slot receiver.
You know more about him than I do.
Right. I wouldn't. You can't put him at 1 or 2, but you can put him in the slot, and he'll produce a lot of shit for you. And they also get a stockpile of draft picks. So the Bills now have 2 1st-rounders,
2 2nd-rounders, 2
third-rounders, and there's a conditional 4th or 3rd in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Sean McDermott's loading up to build for the future.
They are, which is interesting because that puts them into a tank battle with the Jets. It's a fucking tank battle, right? So you have the tank commander Jets, who are overtly tanking, and then all of a sudden the Bills make all these moves, and it's like they're tanking. So the problem I have with this, personally, listeners, both of these teams are in the fucking AFC East. Right? Who else is in the fucking AFC East? The Patriots.
Boy!
So, Kenny, how do you feel about those particular moves with both teams overtly tanking now?
Yes.
I feel
Yes.
like Christmas morning.
Yes.
I understand.
See, because
Yes.
beyond that,
Yes.
beyond the Jets and the Bills tanking,
Yes.
Jay Cutler has
Yes.
signed in Miami.
Jeez,
Yes.
yeah, holy shit.
Yes.
Right, so,
Yes.
And
So-
seriously, could he have been any less
Yes.
interested during his introductory
Yes.
press conference?
that was
Yes.
interesting. Did he know where he was?
I think he just was thinking about the fact that he needed to go outside and smoke.
So what's interesting about Jay Cutler is that his wife told him, get the fuck out the house.
Oh,
take the
Kristen,
contract."
you bitch.
So it's fucking. This is a guy who's done, and he's in the booth now, right? Not officially retired. He's in the booth, and his wife goes, "Listen, babe, take the $10 million contract. Get the fuck out of the house. You're fucking up my routine."
Yeah, seriously.
So it's interesting, right? Because I didn't know that was a thing. And we're in Okinawa, right?
Yeah.
And I got Gunnery Sergeant Richard Long, Dick Long, right? So that's we called him Dick Long. Either way, I had to become a staff sergeant, and I was in the shop, and I'm like, "Hey, Gunny, I need you to get the fuck out of here. Like, I need you to go do whatever the fuck Gunny's doing. They're not in the office. Like,
Yeah,
go,
right.
go. I have all this. I got it. Just go, right?" So he fucking went home, right? So he goes home, and he's doing this for a couple days, and his wife kicks him out of the house back to work. She's like, "You're fucking up my routine. Get out of here." And he comes back to work. I'm like, "Gunny, what are you doing here? I got this." And he's like, "My wife told me to go back to work because I was fucking up her routine." And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing until that happened. So when this color shit went down, I'm like, okay, yeah, that totally makes sense that she's got a routine at home and Cutler's home now, fucking it all up. And
See?
so she got to kick him out the house. And it just so
It's
happens.
great that you understand that on behalf of our listening audience, because me as a bachelor, I don't.
Look, it just happens that he's going to make $10 million to fucking be out of the house. So,
But I mean, the biggest, the most egregious thing here is that this week of happenings pretty much gift wraps the AFC East for the Patriots.
not that it didn't already, but
Well, I mean, they were probably going to win it anyway.
So between the Jets tanking starting weeks ago and the Bills tanking starting yesterday,
Weeks? No, it was months.
I'm sorry, months ago, and the Bills actively tanking as of now, and Cutler being in Miami, how do you really feel about it?
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? 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 I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
Yeah!
He's pretty excited, people. I think he has an
6-0.
Think-
It's not just a goal; it's a priority.
It's gonna happen. I think
6-0 in the division. I should add.
I think Miami's gonna stick and get you for one. I think Cutler's gonna give
Because
a
they're
fuck
going to
for
play
one.
2 out of 3. They're going to play 2 times in 3 weeks in December. Yeah, I can see that happening, but at the same time, I could also see 6-0 being a realistic
It
possibility
really
in
is.
division.
You got 3 teams that are actively imploding right now. Well, one is imploding on accident due to Tannehill going down.
Yeah, I mean, how do you
Look,
prepare for
so,
that?
So Tannehill partially tears his
Ryan
ACL,
Tannehill is done
and
for the
he
year.
fucks it all up again at training camp. He decides, like, I'm gonna get the surgery. Shit's not healing. And and I think it's a smart move on his behalf.
Yeah, shut it down for the year,
it's a
heal
smart-
properly, because this is the same injury that kept him out of the last 3 games of the regular season and the playoff game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So you
yeah,
gotta
I mean,
get that fixed.
obviously this is a serious injury.
Yeah, you gotta
Ryan
get it
needs
fixed.
to get it fixed because he was an up-and-coming young
Yeah.
quarterback.
He got to get it fixed. But all right. So talking about your Patriots, right? So
Yeah.
there have been several preseason games played already, right?
Yeah, a
your
few.
Patriots played against the Jaguars. Jaguars. And my Eagles played against the Green Bay Chiefs Packers in Green Bay.
Oh, not the Fudge Packers?
No. They played against the Green Bay Cheese Packers. So
All right. I just had to make sure I had the right Packers.
There's no Fudge Packers in the NFL.
All right, good.
Giggity. So, so let's talk about the Patriots real quick. All right, so you being a fan, you watched them play the Jaguars. How do you think that? Did you like what you saw?
For the most part, I did. I mean, I thought Jimmy Garoppolo played well. I mean, because
Yeah.
obviously Tom Brady doesn't play preseason.
Well, I don't expect him to.
I don't either. And the scrubs look good. Jaguars came with their A game. And by the way, Jaguars fans, calm the fuck down. This game didn't count.
So Leonard Fournette was talking some shit. He was like,
Really?
I figured the game would be faster. And it's like, well, Leonard,
Kiddo, it's the preseason.
well, Here's what's interesting about that, right? So this isn't some like scrub running back. The guy was a monster in college.
He's a number 4 overall pick.
Yeah, he was running through people, right? So
and during our AFC South, where there's hate, there's hope, we forgot about Leonard Fournette.
Fournette. He's a beacon of hope in Jacksonville. The problem I have with that is this one preseason game, right?
Yeah.
Week 1 of the preseason is sloppy by design. Like, by design.
You're still trying to figure out who your team's going to be.
You're just doing shit for the sake of doing shit to see what they're going to do. The play calling is vanilla or just outright atrocious on purpose.
Or ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So, I mean, Fournette, I kind of get it. We'll see how he does when the season kicks off and he plays teams for real. Yeah. Right? But if I were... I understand he's probably just answering a question.
And not only that, but still, this whole thing led to a wonderful press conference from Bill Belichick in which he 5 times said the phrase, and I quote, "Well, that's just things we need to work on."
Well, to be honest with you, I think the most meta thing he could have said was, "I'm just here so I don't get fined."
It is what it is, and we game plan, and we're on to Kansas City.
Fucking Belichick.
Oh man, that was the best Halloween ever in 2014.
My God. So my Eagles, man. So my Eagles played the Green Bay Chiefs Packers in Green Bay, right? And Wentz had one series, and he was perfect in that series. He escaped some pressure, which was like he dodged Clay Matthews coming on a blitz, and it was a sweet blitz.
Yeah.
The lineman stunned, opened up a hole. Matthews punched right through. Wentz dodged him. Completed a pass to rookie Mac Hollins, 6'4", 225-pound receiver out of North Carolina. Speaking of which, what I forgot to mention while we were writing the script, North Carolina, Chapel Hill is putting a Jumpman logo on their practice helmets. I've seen the pictures. Listen, you know you're not a football school when they put Jumpman logos on your fucking practice helmets.
I seen it.
I synced it. But Mac Hollins is looking pretty good. But on the other side, though, the offensive line for the Eagles was a little was shit. Now, it's interesting because one of the starting guards, Brandon Brooks, was sitting out. He was a little tender from camp, so they sat him, and the protection broke down. There was a lot of pressure coming off the right side. Now, Wentz was able to make it happen with his mobility and escapability. But it's like I say, it's preseason. I expected better.
But what about that headhunting Trey? Or was it Trey
Sullivan?
Sullivan.
Jeez. All right, so Trey Sullivan removed the soul from one Packer receiver, Malachi Dupree, right? So it's weird. It's that garbage time. You got the scrubs going in there. The scrubs are the scrubs. And Trey Sullivan. All right, so this Dupree
dude
kid
was desperately trying to make the team.
He catches a screen pass, right? So Dupree's receiver, and Sullivan's playing safety. Malachi catches the screen pass. He's able to break one tackle, but as he's breaking that tackle, Sullivan comes, and it's a vicious hit. It was a legal hit. It was a legal hit, but he basically puts his kid on the stretcher. He puts this kid
stretchered him out,
right? So he gets lifted out, and the good news is that he's got all the movement, his extremities.
Yeah, exactly. But, I think he just knocked him out.
But it was scary. It was really scary. And Sullivan was fucked up after the hit too. So the problem I have with the hit is Sullivan for the most part speared him. He led with his helmet in a way.
Chuck Cecil School of Spearing.
He did the shit that I was taught not to do in Pop Warner football in the 90s. He did that, and
I got taught not to do that in the 80s.
So while I'll commend the intensity of the hit, I cannot co-sign on the technique that was employed. He wasn't trying to rap. He just speared this kid. Now, at some point, he's gonna if like it was allowed. But I think like if he plays,
and then later on in the game, he had a late hit on a receiver.
And he had a late hit on a receiver. Receiver on the sideline drops the ball, and he comes and he smashes him.
It was too many steps after.
Right,
that
so
drop.
there's like a 2-step buffer that you have to where like the physics just don't allow you to stop.
There was like 3 or 4.
But he took like 3 or 4 steps and hit this guy, and I'm like, all right. So the refs are apparently letting shit go at this point in the game.
Yeah, I was like, we just want to go home. Let's get out of
here. So Trey Sullivan, like, if you manage to pawn this, you may need to slow down a little bit with how you're engaging these players. These are professionals as well. I understand you're trying to make the team. There's a better way to do it. You gotta keep your sanity about you.
Come on.
Yeah, seriously, bro. But the Chicago Bears are apparently the Super Bowl champs this year, according to the
Do
play
tell!
of the play of Mitch Trubisky in their first preseason game.
He had 166 yards passing
He was
against the Broncos.
so Glennon was so terrible that
my God.
that when Trubisky went in, he looked like the savior they all thought he was on draft day.
My God.
Wait
dude,
a minute.
Could
They didn't think he was the savior on draft day because they all fucking were upset because they traded away all the picks they had to get this guy. And I still don't think he's worth it, but
he's the biggest reach in NFL
He's
history.
a huge reach. Now, all right, so Chicago fans.
Dude, can we talk about how bad Glennon looked?
Let's fucking talk about it because he was terrible.
Well, because I was texting you during the game.
He was playing against ones though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was playing, but still, I mean, even then some twos.
So,
but still,
it was bad. So
he
yeah,
can't. I watched the game for 3 plays.
Mm-hmm.
There was a panic dump off, an incompletion, and then center snaps the ball over his head. He's trying to run it down. He's trying to chase it down, and then it's an exercise in futility for everybody in a Bears jersey to chase down this loose ball until finally, mercifully, a Broncos player says, "Fine, I'll fall on it," and recovers the fumble.
So what I'm seeing is besides Glennon being
and
really
he was going to be
terrible,
their game 1 starter.
Well, he's probably still going to be the game 1 starter. So the Bears as a whole are probably a dumpster fire this year. Just across the board.
And that one play with the high snap and the fumble just encapsulates what their season's going to be.
I'd rather see a ton of these plays during the preseason than during the regular season.
I'm sure we're going to see plays like that.
We're going to see them during the regular season in Chicago.
Okay, these are the 08 Lions here, bro.
So the problem is this. Trubisky came in and did well, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make up for all the resources they invested in him to reach for him when they didn't have to.
Like, they would have had him at number 3.
They would have had him at number 3. They would have had him at 3. They would have had
John Lynch played the Bears.
He definitely played the Bears, and like a violin. So it's look, the kid could become a monster. What I'm saying is this: he needs to sit this year.
Yeah,
you need to accept that this year is going to suck for you, and Glennon needs to be out there to take that punishment. When you rebuild your offensive line and your receiving core and your running game, then you can stick Trubisky out there and see what the kid has got. He'll have 1 or 2 years on the bench under his belt, and he'll be less of a liability. He didn't have very much experience at North Carolina before he was drafted. He needs to get those reps in practice and in training camp and in preseason. So I'm not saying that he's going to suck. What I'm saying is if he starts this year, he's going to suck.
He'll go Marinovich.
Yeah, you want to sit this kid and let him develop like we used to do with quarterbacks back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we used to.
Take the Aaron Rodgers approach.
Well, of course, Aaron Rodgers sat because Brett Favre refused to go away.
But still, I mean, when 2008 came around, they were like, all right, fine, you are our quarterback. No, Brett, we're not going to let you get the hell out of here.
Go somewhere else. And then he went to New York, and then he went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Burned their asses a couple
times.
Yeah,
but he did beat the Patriots twice.
He did. Brett Favre.
Favre.
So, hey, listen. This is why we're all here, ladies and gentlemen.
Fire it up.
This is the main event.
Fire up that Kill
the
Bill
Why
music.
Your Division Sucks AFC West Edition. Oh my God. Let me tell you why these fucking 4 teams absolutely suck.
MJ.
Oh my God. So, I keep forgetting that, like, one of these teams. Like, I try to recall all 4 teams.
Name all 4 right now.
The Raiders, the Broncos, the Chargers, and...
Oh, you always forget this one.
Fuck, I always forget this team. Hold on.
Wait, they have your coach. They have
fucking Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah, I just fuck this division. Like, I can never remember all the teams. Like, if you remember this series last year, there was like this awkward gap where I couldn't figure out who the teams were. And I legitimately had to go and like research who the fucking 4th team was because I could not remember.
You had to Google it, didn't you?
I had to Google that shit. It was embarrassing, but like it was
and
real.
You call yourself an NFL fan?
I am. I'm just like, come on, dude. Like either I forget the Broncos or I forget the Chiefs. It was funny.
I can never forget the Broncos.
See, the thing about it is, the Raiders, I remember the Raiders because I've got like my cousin's a big Raiders fan, and I remember like the Raiders are one of those.
How
teams.
can you not? The Raider fans are obnoxious.
And the Chargers, I was in Pendleton, which is not far from San Diego, so I actually, Chargers. So, but I have no like connection.
And
to
not
the
only
AFC
that,
West.
but up until
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'm sorry. Also, at any given moment, one of these teams is planning a fucking move.
So 2 of them moved this year.
Well,
or
one of them
intentions.
One of them's getting ready to move.
Yeah.
One of them was getting ready to move, which is a shame. The NFL played it badly. I talked about it before, right? All LA wanted was the Raiders.
Yeah.
Instead, they got the Rams and the Chargers,
Chargers,
who they could give two shits about.
Like, seriously, they wanted the Raiders. Give them the Raiders.
Of the football
But
teams in LA.
I can see from a business standpoint why Goodell went with the Rams.
No.
With the Rams, because Kroenke wanted to build his own stadium with his own money.
Fuck Kroenke. Listen,
No, hey.
the NFL is not going to make the money. Look, if you put the Raiders back in LA, they bank. They bank. The LA wanted the Raiders.
Oh, I know.
LA
And
can
that
give
was
two
what
shits.
I wanted. With like if you're gonna let Kroenke build that stadium, put the Raiders in there with them.
It's no sense in building an empty stadium because behind Clippers and Lakers basketball, UCLA and USC basketball and football,
Yeah,
the
that's
fucking
right,
Arena
yeah.
League, the Kings, the Angels, the Dodgers, then you have the Rams
And the Chargers.
and the Chargers. So,
Like, I'm sorry, but even then, the Rams are going to be a bigger draw in LA than the Chargers.
well, yeah, they probably will. So let's continue on with shitting on this fucking shitty division as a whole. So one of the teams left the city that kind of loved them for a city that couldn't give a fuck if you paid them, and is playing in a soccer stadium with half the capacity of the previous digs. And their new stadium won't be built on time because it rained a bit.
Oh no! And we're going to reiterate that point next week when we rip the Rams a new asshole.
Yeah, fuck those teams. One of the teams will have to rely totally on his defense to produce points because the offense couldn't score points in a Pop Warner team. Yeah.
And I'd still take a shit in Von Miller's sock drawer.
He's gonna bend the corner as you're on your way to the sock drawer. One of these teams was, and we just talked about this. One of these teams was denied a move to the only city that wanted them, and is forced to move to a city with a population of like 200 motherfucking people.
With 199 million transients.
Yeah, so it's gonna be real interesting seeing what happens. In Vegas.
You know what? But imagine a Vegas Super Bowl.
I don't know if the world can handle that shit.
Mind blown.
A Vegas Super Bowl?
Oh
a
my
Vegas
God.
Super Bowl?
Oh my God.
Las Vegas, Nevada, in the wintertime? Oh shit! Holy sh! The fucking money, the gambling, all the vices. Like this is like World Cup level
Everything the
treachery.
Shield doesn't stand for in the NFL.
Well, fucking Super Bowls are rough enough in the city, but Vegas? Oh my God, the revenue.
And you know what's going to happen after that? WWE reference. Vegas WrestleMania.
You know what? Come for the Super Bowl, stay because you're broke.
Boosh.
Stay because you're in jail. All right, so let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers, which I will never get used to saying. Old Marmalade, which if you don't know who Marmalade is, it's Phillip Rivers because he's old fucking Marmalade, old fucking quiverful himself. Listen, he's just Eli Manning with better facial expressions and
And he has a pullout game weaker than this division, or this franchise's winning tradition.
yeah, how many kids does he have?
8.
That's a lot.
Like, seriously, at some point, his wife should be like, yo, babe, I'm up for a hysterectomy right now. Like, please.
He'll probably be mid-stroke as she says that. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
fucking God.
Yeah.
So,
And,
yeah.
and seriously, like, bolo ties, Phil, really?
Look, listen.
Ugh.
Phillip Rivers is a unique character. Oh, Marmalade. So he gets a pass for some reason, but he's essentially Eli Manning West. Minus all the Super Bowls.
Well, I mean, and not only that, but
shit.
speaking of Eli Manning, this franchise, despite Eli Manning's protestations about, I am not going to play for you in 2004, they drafted him anyway. And Eli said, so I'm still not going to sign with you. And then they worked out a trade with the Giants.
Right. So,
Dumbasses.
which is great because they still got Eli Manning. He's just his name is Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
If there's a backbreaking pick to be thrown, you can count on one of those two to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you
Yeah.
need a backbreaking interception, and you
Yeah.
know Romo's unavailable, you have Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers.
The Patriots made Super Bowl 42 on a backbreaking pick by Phillip Rivers.
There's so many stories that begin that way. So Phillip throws a pick and we win.
Yeah, I mean, like, the best year in franchise history was ruined by Phillip Rivers.
So hey, you remember when they first moved and they were redesigning their logo and they came out they basically ripped off the Dodgers. It was like so it's like whatever 13-year-old belongs in the art department.
That was Microsoft Paint
They
job.
let him loose on Microsoft Paint, was like build us something. And he was like, it's like the Dodgers logo with a thunderbolt because we're the Chargers.
I mean, it's like, it couldn't have been any more pathetic if they had tried.
Yeah, it was like it's you know it's bad when other franchises are fucking with you on fucking Twitter.
Oh, I know, right? Like
When
the
other
Dallas
franchises-
Stars, the Dallas Stars had the best one.
When they took the Cowboy Star and just made it green.
Yes, they did. That was
Look,
great.
you know you fucked up when other professional big league franchises are fucking with you
And not
because of
even in
logo.
your sport, they are clowning
like
you.
cross sports chicanery here. It
Cross
was
sport clowning.
it was great. Dallas Stars, you're right. They were pretty. Everyone just took the logo of the nearest football team and did a color swap.
I know,
and,
it was great. It was awesome.
It was great. So this is funny. This is very recent. So the Rams and Chargers were having joint practices, and they got into a kerfuffle, right? And I imagine it went a Chargers player looking at a Rams player going, "You got swept by the Niners." And
Yeah,
then the
well, you
Rams-
lost to the Browns.
And so now we gotta throw hands because
Oh, shit.
we got like both of those are honor smearing comments. You
But
just said
seriously, how pathetic did you have to be in 2016 to lose to the Cleveland fucking Browns?
that. How pathetic you have to be in 2016 to get swept by the fucking Niners.
Oh,
Swept.
wow. Ouch.
Swept.
Not just once.
Did you see
Twice.
that? Did you see that fight? There were motherfuckers get flipped.
There was, dude, I would pay money, $50 to see that in the UFC. Man, Dana White, get on
Dude,
this.
there was some serious fucking scrapping going. I will tell you this: if there's a fight on the field, these teams are ready. I mean, football notwithstanding, but fighting, yes, fighting, they're set. Fighting, they're ready to go. Also, because their coaches knew the best way to enamor yourself is to shit on the two fucking veterans. They banned Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers from going to LaDainian Tomlinson's Hall of Fame induction, which is listen, I don't know
because
why.
he didn't retire with the Chargers?
Yeah, listen. If you're a
That's
rookie,
the dumbest thing I've
if
heard
you're
this
a,
week.
if you're a fucking rookie head coach, you cannot pull that out of your ass and go, well, you can't miss camp. You go to the. Are you serious? Are you new here? Are you fucking new here?
Yeah, he is, actually.
So here's the thing. He is new, and the
And,
fact that
and the
Phillip
only
Rivers,
reason he had any previous head coaching experience is because Buffalo finally realized they made a mistake in hiring Rex Ryan.
listen, that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you alienate. So this is, remember, this is why you suck, Chargers. Shit like this is why you suck. Hardballing your top rookie pick last year and not because of offset language is why you suck. Banning your two most veteran players to go to another former Chargers Hall of Fame ceremony.
The most celebrated Charger in history.
Who made his bones in San Diego? That's why you fucking suck.
Set an NFL career rushing touchdown record.
He set a record for how many total touchdowns? Because he threw
Yeah,
touchdowns.
touchdowns in one season.
Yeah, he like holy
31.
dude. And you ban the two
You
guys who
won't
played
let
with
him
him,
go.
who played with him to go see his Hall of Fame induction.
They were teammates of his.
They were teammates of his.
Anthony Lynn just kind of shot himself in the foot there.
He's gonna suck this hard. It's gonna be bad for him this season. Either way, so let's talk about why the Broncos absolutely suck. Kenny, could you go into why they suck?
Well, no one has any idea who the starting quarterback is. Not even the guys who play QB. I mean, not that it matters.
Totally doesn't fucking matter. Who
I
they
mean,
have
you know,
back there.
Paxton Lynch, Trevor Simeon.
Is there a third
some
one?
scrub that they signed off the street?
Is there a third quarterback in Denver?
I'm sure there is. His name is not Elway, I think.
Does it? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, well, you know what? I thought of the third one. We'll get to it. But anyway, so Von Miller at some point will record a sex tape in the locker room. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So for those who don't remember, he had a bit of an issue with the sex tape, right?
Bro.
So Von Miller is of the school. If you tape him, they can't claim rape. Okay, noted.
But if they get a hold of said sex tape,
And decide to release it,
then
you run into what
yeah.
Von Miller ran into. Now, I believe the taping
at the
was
same
consensual.
time.
The taping was consensual. The
Yes.
sex was consensual, right? And since it was consensual, she had as much of a right to the tape as he did, and she ended up getting it. So she was going to sell the tape to like TMZ or somebody. She was going to make money off the
Pornhub.
tape. She's going to make money off the tape. So Von wanted to stop everybody from seeing his dick, and so he got in the way, which is what you do when you don't want people to see your dick, except for you, apparently. And he sued her for like 1.2 million or some shit to block the release of the tape. And he was able to pull that off. So at this point, the only way he's going to avoid this shit from happening in the future is to just get the staff to help him make his sex tape.
Either
So,
that or just go Mormon.
I doubt it. Have you seen Von Miller?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very anyway.
He's a very loquacious guy.
Like Von Miller. Speaking of which, I mean, I feel like all we're doing is ripping on Von Miller here, but I'm going to continue that vibe because he recently said 30 sacks in a season is doable.
Totally doable.
Totally doable.
Because
except
Reggie
that
White
it's not.
Since Reggie White and Michael Strahan definitely had 30 sacks.
Yeah, like Michael Strahan, how did he get to the sack record?
It's funny because Brett Favre totally ate it just for him.
Yeah.
Just to break that record.
The last sack machine that the NFL's ever seen is Mark Gastineau of the New York Jets, who was the previous record holder.
Yeah.
Prior to...
it's not to say that he wouldn't have gotten it either way. It's
No,
just the way that
Strahan would've
Favre...
got-
how Favre gave it to him. Kind of.
Yeah, it was kind of cheap.
It was
cheapened the whole thing.
And I don't think
That's
Strahan
impressive that he had 21 and a half going into that game.
I don't think Strahan would have asked for that. I think he just gave it to him.
Yeah.
And I think Brett thought he was being the homeboy and gave it to him, but at the end of the day, it just cheapens the legacy itself. Strahan, look, Eagles.
I mean, that's the most... And to be fair, that is not the most embarrassing thing that Brett Favre ever did in New York. Hi, Jen Sturger. How you doing? All right, then.
Heinous.
Heinous.
Strahan, honestly, as an Eagles fan, I fucking absolutely hated that guy.
I hate him as a Patriots fan with his Gap 2 celebrating what was a stolen undefeated season. God damn it.
Because he was an absolute nightmare, and him and John Runyon used to get into it, and when he got the better of Runyon, you fucking knew about it. McNabb, I'm pretty sure McNabb woke up in cold sweats a couple times having nightmares.
Hey, Tom
about
Brady
Strahan.
woke up in cold sweats after Super Bowl 42 between him and Justin Fuck.
The Giants beat his ass. So Tuck was all over him as well.
Yeah.
Either way,
No. Not Tuck. Fuck.
His name is Tuck.
His name to me is Justin Fuck.
Hey, listen.
As in fuck that guy.
Hey, Eli's got the MVP for that.
Bite me.
Yep. Well, I'm pretty sure he did at some point.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, by the way, Aqib Talib is still on this team.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
Oh my God, is he ever?
Absolutely. I can't.
How many people does he not know that he shot?
Well, there's not a lot of folks who have a weapon and get drunk enough to where they have no recollection on whether they shot themselves or if someone else shot them.
Yeah, well, okay. I'll take back the Plax statement I just made because Plax knows he shot himself.
But Plax didn't shoot himself. Antonio Pierce shot Plax. I'll tell you the story right now. In fact, since we're talking...
I thought Plax shot himself in the leg.
That's what they told everybody. Listen, this is what happened. So, Antonio Pierce was getting into it with somebody in the club, right? Plax was packing, right? Plax had the gun. Antonio Pierce knew he had the gun, went for the gun to scare the guy, accidentally discharged the gun into Plax's leg. Right,
so Plax took the fall for Antonio Pierce.
Right, because if he does it, they both go to jail. He goes to jail for discharging the firearm. Plax goes to jail for having the firearm. So he ate that, which is why they vanished for 3 fucking hours before they reported anything. They had to get that story straight before they went to the hospital. Hey, that's what happened. Antonio Pierce shot Plaxico Burress. Plaxico Burress took it like a champ, ate that charge for both of them.
But Aqib Talib...
He doesn't even know who shot him. Who shot him. He doesn't know if he shot himself or not. And the problem is, he was so shit-faced that it's a plausible story.
Yeah.
Right, but that was last year's
news.
I
remember that motherfucker playing in New England. He was nuts.
Look, that was last year's news. This year's news is, I am fucking fully confident he will commit an actual felony during a game this year. And it may or may not involve a firearm. I don't know, but the potential is there. Like, remember Billy Blanks in the fucking Last Boy Scout?
Yes.
I can't believe. Right there, buddy. And it'll be a pick six, and it'll be against the Jets, because of course it will.
Ain't life a bitch.
Ain't life a bitch.
Oh, yeah. And then one last thing. I hear Jake Plummer's making a comeback.
Oh, my God. Second.
But you know why Jake Plummer's making the comeback? Not you?
He always running the team, dude.
Well, not only that, but his teeth won't fit in the helmet.
No, they won't. They won't. What he needs to do is chew on some rebar and grind those things down like what the rats do. That grind the teeth down.
One driven rat.
One driven rat, buddy. So,
but you know what? I'm not going to sit here and disparage you because you're exceptional or anything, because you're a rat.
Because you're a fucking rat and I don't give a fuck. All right, so, Oakland. Holy shit. All right, so the Raiders.
The Raiders.
They're the only team that could have beat the Patriots last year, in all honesty, and they let the quarterback fucking die.
Donald Penn, this is your fault.
And he knows it, and he's,
He admitted it. He admitted it in the post-game press conference.
He owned that he
when it happened.
Derek Carr died, and they ensured.
And so did their postseason hopes.
Yeah, because who went in for them?
Matt McGloin.
Yeah, he's the third-string quarterback in Philly, and he fucking blows.
Hey,
so you had no chance. Mark Davis the owner of the fucking Raiders. And Raiders fans, you know I'm going to tell the truth on this one. He looks like a Goomba from Mario. Got hammered and got busy with Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. Right? So you're going to be like, no, he totally does. And that's because he does, right? So also the ghost of the Tuck Rule has been
Hey, I'm going to stop you right there.
Whoa.
All right.
You want to take it?
All right. Well, yeah, it's haunted him for 15 years, but at the same time, I know that you, me, Dirt, the wall, and the fish tank over here all know it was a fumble.
Yeah.
Was it called that way on the field?
No, it wasn't.
Exactly.
But it was totally a fumble.
You move on.
It was totally a fumble. Yeah.
Okay, you had a chance to stop the Pats and still win that game.
It was a rough game, man.
I understand that. But at the same time, yeah, the game was over if that goes your way and it's a fumble. But at the same time, you had the chance to win the game still.
If the Bucks don't beat the Eagles at the last game in Veterans Stadium, do they ever get to that point again? The answer is no. No, they don't. So I understand.
But they exactly. Seriously, like, get over it, move on. You're professionals.
They are, mostly. So let's talk about that team I can never remember.
Oh, yeah, that other team in this division.
Fuckers in somewhere in the Midwest. So
how are their concessions?
Yeah, so Andy Reid manages the clock the same way Robert Downey Jr. manages Coke Stash in the 90s.
Badly.
Very badly. Very badly. How bad can you be? Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s on some Coke. That's how Andy Reid does his thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. So also you have the most okayest quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, it's like Alex Smith. Not bad, but he's not good.
If there was a bell curve for quarterbacks, that motherfucker would literally be on the very top of the bell curve. He is the most okayest motherfucker to play. He's not interesting. He's not bad enough to be interesting, nor is he good enough.
Wait. He's not quite number 16 or number 17 in the NFL in terms of 32 starting quarterbacks.
He's somewhere. He's the 50%.
He's like, I think he's number 16.
Yeah, I mean he's
the 16th best quarterback, maybe the 17th. I don't know.
Will he win you games? Maybe. Will he lose you games? Maybe.
Probably not.
I mean, it's Alex Smith. He's very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in some ways that's not a good thing, but it's also not a bad thing.
It's just okay.
He's not going to be dumb enough to throw it into coverage.
He's okay.
But at the same time, he's not going to take the risks necessary to win you a game.
He's okay.
He is. Very
okay.
Okay.
So Kansas City fans, when you talk about Alex Smith, you just say he's okay? Because if you say anything other than him being okay, you're fucking lying. So also, since we're talking about Kansas City, Gianni, a good friend of mine, you've heard me talk about her before. In her
had a great conversation with her before the show.
Had a great conversation with her before the show. She's from Kansas City. She's a diehard Chiefs fan, and she let out some frustrations about the Chiefs on our weekly rant we do when we roast everybody. And man, there was some emotion in there. But she's from Kansas City, and she really appreciates us fucking her team up because man, they deserve it. And by the way, you could probably hear Andy Reid breathe from space. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, when he's managing the clock poorly.
Yeah, you can hear him fucking thinking out loud. So
what is it about him being against the New England Patriots in the playoffs that makes him manage the clock
he's
poorly?
Always managed the clock.
Well, I mean,
badly.
not just Super Bowl 39. I don't mean to twist the knife any further than I did last week, but like last season, like the year before last, excuse me. The 2015-16 playoffs.
Yeah.
He did the same goddamn thing against the Pats.
He does. I don't fucking get it. It's like, all right,
they had a touchdown drive to get within 7 that took 9 minutes out of the remaining 12 in the game.
He's actually a really good coach, except for that. Like,
I know!
He'd have a fucking Super Bowl. We would have one if you didn't manage the fucking clock. Despite what tape you had. That last drive when McNabb was chucking fucking cookies in the damn huddle, if they manage the clock better, they fucking win. We win. He sure as shit didn't come out the way he did. You benefited from Andy Reid's inability to read a goddamn stopwatch. Yeah, either way.
We'd probably gone to overtime and still Andy Reid would have found a way to blow it.
I have faith that would have happened. All right, so the concessions at Arrowhead Stadium, right? So years ago, Arrowhead Stadium used to hire local vendors to hold it down in the stadium, which is a great idea.
Yeah,
right. You get,
Kansas City is a hub for great barbecue.
Great barbecue in Kansas City, right? So you have a few barbecue hubs in the planet, right? East Carolina with the vinegar base. You have West North Carolina, which has a tomato base. You have South Carolina with a mustard base. You have Texas, which is a sweet heat. You have Memphis, and you have Kansas City,
I know.
And Kansas, these are all barbecue meccas. So you have a city that is one of the
By the
barbecue
way,
meccas.
I had some Memphis barbecue this week.
Isn't it great?
My God.
It's fucking great.
My God.
You know it's based on Greek seasonings, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Memphis barbecue is based on the Greek seasonings. But
All I know
but
is
but
I loved having it.
But you have Kansas City, which is a barbecue mecca, right? So you figure like the stadium should have decent food. Well, they used to, but not anymore. They contracted their shit out to Aramark, and now they have 2-for-1 hot dogs, and they're fucking trash, right? So this food is so bad, I would say it wouldn't even be served in Russian gulags. It's that bad. Like between the roaches,
This would be a violation of the Geneva Convention.
between the roaches and the fucking mold and the rot. I don't understand how people eat this food, let alone overpay for it. But yet, they still do. So, Chiefs, this is one of the reasons why you fucking suck, is because your goddamn concession stands classify as WMD biological weapons.
Because at least, with Dallas, their team is and their fans are a headache, but goddamn, they got some great concessions. Have you had brisket nachos?
I've had brisket, and it's
brisket
delicious.
nachos.
That sounds great.
It was amazing.
I
had that in Jerry World.
That sounds really good.
It was great.
I should make some brisket nachos.
And I had that during a WrestleMania.
I'm gonna make brisket nachos
With
now.
a Long Island iced tea.
That
in the
sounds-
club seats.
See, that sounds great. That sounds great. Like, why can't you do that, Kansas City? Why the fuck do you have
Like, get on
moldy
that.
hot dogs and shit? Fucking shit. Either way.
Not only that, they lost a Super Bowl because their taxpayers wouldn't approve the necessary renovations for their stadium to host Super Bowl 49.
Hey, look, we all played a game, so they lost. Actually, they're talking about maybe hosting the Super Bowl in Philly one day. The link is pretty high speed.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So anyway, where there's hate, there is hope. Right. So with the Chargers, Joey Bosa is still very much a fucking monster, and you can build a defense around him. Right. So once the Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers era ends, and they go into rebuild mode, what you'll end up having
Bosa
is
will be the face of the
you'll
franchise.
have a veteran Bosa playing off the edge who can do some serious damage. Who's a student of the game. Granted, that they don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
The Spanos don't fuck it up, but
Well, Spanish already fucked up, pulling him out of San Diego.
yeah, they did. But at the same time,
I mean, I'm sorry, but how can you turn your back on a city that loved you for 55 years?
they have a good centerpiece for their defense with Bosa.
I'm still angry about this.
Nothing we can do about it, man.
I love San Diego. San Diego, I mean, you and I have both spent time in San Diego as Camp Pendleton.
I've been to Gaslamp. I've been to PD.
Gaslamp, Moose McGillicuddy.
I've been to Moose McGillicuddy's.
The field.
Yeah, I've done the whole thing.
The Larry Flynn
But, hey,
Hustler
look,
Bar. It's like, God damn it, how could you do that to San Diego?
These are billionaires doing what billionaires do, man. They don't worry about us. Either way, Bosa, soon to be a millionaire, is kicking a little bit of ass down there, and he's a good piece of good defense around, right? Denver, still very much elite with their defense.
God damn, they are elite.
Like, God forbid they actually get a quarterback who knows what the fuck they're doing.
God forbid they get an offense.
Yeah, offense, period.
Bye-bye.
That team's going to be a damn
Even
juggernaut.
the Patriots can't beat them.
If zombie Peyton Manning was good enough to be the OC and do everything else, if they could do something like get him as an OC, then they could be scary.
Terrifying.
The Raiders were scary fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Raiders were scary good last year before Carr went down, right? And now you add one of my favorite players. One of my favorite, fucking beast mode, right?
Like, they got beast mode. Like, he's going to gash the...
So he came out of retirement. The Seahawks let him go. He's from Oakland. This is the last season they're going to be in Oakland. I think one of the last years.
I think next season... No, they're not moving to Vegas until 2020.
Is it 2020?
2019 or 2020.
He gets to finish his career at home. He's still healthy. He's still really good.
And he's had a year off.
And he's had a year to rest. And don't forget, he's motherfucking beast mode.
And he's just here so he won't get fined.
He's just here so he won't get fined. Listen, this guy, I love watching beast mode play. And I love watching his press conference.
That's
great.
Seriously, that touchdown run against the Saints in the 2010
Where
playoffs.
he broke like 30 tackles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he grabbed his dick on the way over the goal line.
Yes, he did.
Classic beast mode. He's in Oakland now. He's got a quarterback who's shit hot. He's got receivers who are shit hot. He's got Khalil Mack on the defense.
Team.
He's on a good team. Listen, if you're a Pats fan and you're looking at this Oakland team and you're wondering if they're going to finally avenge that tuck rule, because if it's going to happen,
they avenge the tuck rule the next year.
Look,
I'm just saying right now, the Mexico City game though worries me.
You're going to lose that game.
I think we are too.
You're gonna lose that game.
But we'll see how it goes. You know, because that's November.
The Raiders are a dangerous, dangerous team.
They are deadly.
So the Chiefs, they still have a good coach, a solid team, and they'll make the postseason probably as a wild card. I don't see them taking the division.
Yeah, they don't suck, but at the same time they aren't elite.
They're okay. Like they're just like
they're the okayest team in the NFL.
They're pretty damn okay. Like yeah, they're the
okayest team in the NFL. I can't say anything good or bad about them.
They're just
okay.
They're like purgatory. It's neither good nor bad. It's just kind of there.
This is nice.
This is not bad, I guess. You know,
yeah,
I guess. So, all right, let's get into the beer of the week.
Wait, well,
what do we got?
We forgot the roast.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't because we just remembered.
We're gonna roast. We're gonna roast. Everybody, stand the fuck by for the roast.
You're here. I'm here. Let's do this.
Do this right now?
So apparently they relocated because the NFL bylaws state that if you lose to the Browns, you gotta fucking relocate. Hey, also, Chargers, you got Phillip Rivers, who's the greatest passer next to Fouts, but he hasn't been to the Super Bowl. But you know who has? Motherfucking Stan Humphries.
Yeah. Oh, Eli Manning refused to play here. He won a couple Super Bowls, but you know they drafted him anyway because you know they knew he wasn't gonna play here. And they fired Marty Schottenheimer after a 14-2 season because. LOL reasons. And they got pissed off at the Patriots for doing the lights out dance. Hey, win the playoff game!
And LaDainian Tomlinson's fucking bitching about cheating, and I'm ready to shove Sean Merriman's steroided fucking fist up his ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Also, like I said earlier, Phillip Rivers is just a better looking Eli Manning because when it comes down to it, they can both blow the fucking game for you with a back-breaking pick. But nobody wants to fucking say it because old Quiverful here, old Marmalade, I guess he talks real good. I'm not sure. Fucking Eli, goddamn Marty Schottenheimer redefined playoff futility in the city of San Diego.
Dude, Marty Schottenheimer is the Jeff Van Gundy of the NFL.
Fucking totally is. Totally fucking is. Also, if you're the fucking Spanos family, why the fuck would you move from a city that loves you to one who can give two shits about you? You're like the 8th most important football team in the city, and
behind some LA JV team.
Behind my high school's JV team. You like, fucking piece of shit. Oh my god.
And not only that, but this is the franchise that gave us the lights out dance.
That's pretty shit.
It looked like somebody suffering from an epileptic seizure.
I thought it was him suffering from epileptic seizures. I
thought so too. But you know what? My favorite iteration of it? My favorite iteration all time was when Ellis Hobbs did it.
Awesome.
You know what? Ellis Hobbs never played for the Chargers. Who did he play for, Dirty?
Patriots.
Goddamn right he did.
You know what? Fuck this team.
Fuck him hard.
Fuck him right now.
Boom.
Stop! He's already dead.
1, 2, 3.
Greetings, I'm Dirk Digley of the Philadelphia Digglers.
And I'm Kenneth Dorksworth of the Connecticut Dorksworth.
And we are here to give you Dirk Digley's shitty game time beer of the week. So, let's talk about the beer of the week. You ready for this?
Some High Life.
Let's talk about the beer of the week.
This is some silky smooth shit.
Motherfucking
right
Miller High Life. The champagne of beers.
I feel like I'm being massaged.
This is awesome. So, we decided last week while we were trudging through that 12-pack of Natty BOH that we were gonna enjoy the High Life. Right? And we have been enjoying the High Life.
We are enjoying the High Life.
How many have we had? Holy shit. We've each consumed 5 of these beers.
No, you've had 4. I've had 5. This is my 5th.
Is there 3 in there?
There are 3.
All right, cool. I've had 4, he's had 5.
Yeah. Oh boy, learn how to count.
But hold on. Let's do the taste test. Even though we've been drinking them, we got to get some on our palate. Hold on. Oh god,
it's smooth.
This is like, all right. So this beer it's all right. It's a macro brew. It's cheap. It's good. I'm not gonna sit here and it's not micro brew. You're not gonna fucking sit there and swirl it in a brandy snifter and have a cigar with it. But this is a rock solid beer. Like, this is more flavor than what you would get from a typical Miller Lite, but it's better on your palate than a Miller Genuine Draft.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Kenny, how do you feel about this beer?
I feel like I'm getting a new room massage right now.
This is really good, and it will get you where you need to be. So we didn't answer the question last week with Natty BOH. Had to redo it this week. So the question is this a game time beer? Undoubtedly, yes.
Oh God, yeah.
So-
Miller High Life is definitely a game time beer.
This is enjoyable, and it'll get you a buzz going while you watch the game. And,
Or while you record a podcast.
Or while you record a podcast. Because we've been fucking hammering these things. I am proud of our choice to pick this giant macro brew for the show.
Let
today.
it all out, my brother.
Oh, this is a good beer. Like, listen,
Yeah.
I really needed a comeback from last week's Natty BOH. That really hurt my soul.
God, you were still hurting for that on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was angry about that on Wednesday. My feelings were all hurt by that beer, but this really makes up for it, man. This is a good beer. So, hey, listen, if you got a game, a sporting event to attend or otherwise watch, I'm gonna recommend if you have a chance to get some Miller High Life, like you got a little bit of loot in your pocket, but not a whole lot. You don't want to spend not $10 on a 6-pack.
Save some for the crappy concessions.
Right? Hey, go get some Miller High Life. You will not be
you some
disappointed.
High Life.
It's better than anything Budweiser makes. It's probably Miller's best product. And look, it's cheap. It's old school. It's good. It's got twist tops. You don't need any bottle
Our
opener.
dads drank it, and we can drink it too.
Yeah, it's good. Have one with your dad. Fuck it. Watch the game, talk shit, drink a beer with your dad. This is the beer you want to drink. Just saying. It's a good beer. It's a good beer. I like it. So, hot take of the week.
Oh boy.
So,
rock on with that shit.
All right. So, some of you may have been watching the news, and former second round pick kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Robert Aguayo, was recently waived by the Bucks. Now, you've heard me shit on the Bucks multiple times for taking the
As
kicker.
recently as last week.
Yeah, for taking a kicker in the second round. Not just taking a kicker, trading up to take a kicker in the second round. So he's gone. He missed an extra point during the preseason game. He fucking got canned, right? So here's my take. Here's my fucking take. The Jets complete tank formation, tank Voltron, by signing the newly waived Robert Aguayo to ensure those extra points and clutch field goals never fucking happen.
But that's going to lead into my shitty hot take.
So, Kenny, please tell me what your shitty hot take is.
So the Bills and the Jets will engage in a bidding war for the services of the aforementioned Mr. Aguayo because obvious tank, what is obvious?
So
and
you have
the Bills are going to complete,
Tank Voltron? Are they going to
No, they're not going to do Tank Voltron. They're going to do Tank Bruticus.
Tank Bruticus.
Because, Bruticus hates everyone.
Oh my God. So remember,
Even Cybertron.
oh man. So that's interesting though, right? So it's very possible that either one of these teams could get rid of their kicker for Aguayo, right? Liquidate cap space at the same time because they got to pay him,
League minimum.
and still lose games on his foot while pretending to maybe try to fill the product. Which, if you're a Jets or Bills fan and you're trying to make believe that they're trying to fill the quality product, you're fucking deluding
Andre
yourself.
James, if you think the Bills are trying to fill a quality product at this point, you are delusional. I'm sorry, you are our friend. We love you, but you are delusional.
I don't think he is though. According to his Facebook feed last night, he was flipping the fuck out.
Yeah, he
He was
was.
flipping
He
the
was
fuck
going
out.
bonkers.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. So,
I mean, for us to watch.
hey,
you know,
thank
on
you.
the outside.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You know, like, well,
quarterback.
actually, no, we both benefit from this terrible trade this
We
week,
actually
too.
do benefit.
Yeah. So
but
yeah.
I'm sorry that you're a Bills fan. And that
We
this
love
has
you,
happened to
Andre.
You could be Bolton and be a Jets fan. So hey, maybe I should do one of those like Sarah McLachlan SPCA commercials for Jets and Bills fans, where you can donate so they could fucking drink themselves into a super throughout the entire season. Would you guys like to hear that? Because I'm ready to do it. Like I have the
I'm
music
totally
and
ready
everything.
for that, too.
Let's fucking do it. Let's do one of those.
We're going to be coming up with all sorts of new segments over this.
Like remember the piece I did for RG3's career, right? Robert Griffin Jr.'s career, and it had that great music. RTO Beats made the music, and it was great, and it was like fucking, it was deep, it was big, it was riveting, and I killed it. So
And their Dixon balls.
and the Dixon Balls Foundation, the Dixon Balls Foundation, like yo, this is all
Wait,
RTO
we're going to
music.
start the Jets and Bills Foundation?
We need to start a Jets and Bills Foundation. We need to start a Jets and
What
Bills.
about the
Foundation.
Browns and Jags?
No, fuck those teams. Like,
Fuck 'em.
the Browns are trying. The Jags have always been trying. But
Kinda.
active tanking. Like, those fan bases don't deserve that shit.
It's
you know what we
on a
didn't
level
do?
since the Lions.
The Lions never intentionally tanked either. They just suck.
They just had a UConn graduate at quarterback. God damn it, Danny Orlovsky. Learn where the end line is.
So, hey, you know what we didn't mention before is Would You Rather. Let's do this real quick. Let's do the Would You Rather. Dude, what's going on over there, man? You're
A little flow.
little extra flow there, buddy?
Yeah. I set the beer down too hard.
So, hey, all right. So modern era. Would you rather try to tackle Adrian Peterson or who was the other goddamn
Marshawn Lynch.
or Marshawn Lynch? Who would you rather try to tackle?
I would rather tackle Adrian Peterson.
I would rather try to tackle Lynch personally.
And I'll justify why I want to tackle AP as opposed to Marshawn Lynch. I'm sorry, Beast Mode would eat my soul as he stomped over me.
See, I know I could unload on beast mode, and all I got to do is hang on. But Adrian Peterson was so fast and violent with his runs that a collision could probably break something on me. But
Yeah.
but beast mode wasn't as fast, so I
Yeah,
could not go with
no.
beast
But
mode.
like when he truck sticks on you,
Oh yeah, it's
it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. So all right. Let's go back to the '90s version. Would you rather try to tackle Jerome Bettis
Ha!
or Natron Means?
Bettis.
Bettis over Means.
Yeah.
I'd go after Natron Means because he was not Jerome Bettis.
Yeah. Well, we always had this little. Remember that old Madden commercial?
Yeah.
The wheels on the bus go round and round. That one.
Yeah.
Well, after the 2001 AFC Championship game, me and my asshole Patriot friends, we started saying 9 carries for 8 yards because, quite frankly, you can find a way to stop that fat fuck.
He was a Hall of Famer, right?
I know,
Yeah.
and I don't care.
He's like the 5th leading rusher in NFL history.
Fuck him.
All right.
He wears Steelers, and he played for the Rams.
All right. So 80s. Would you rather try to tackle Bo Jackson
Oh,
or Eric Dickerson
Dickerson
over Bo Jackson?
over Bo. No, I don't want any part of Bo
No, not trying to see Bo.
because he's a multi-level athlete.
yeah, trying to see Bo.
I'm sure that if Bo could have learned MMA in the 80s and incorporated that in the NFL, yeah, exactly, it would have hurt.
Okay. All right. Personally, I would.
I'll take the Pony Excess over.
I'd have to go after Dickerson as well. Bo Jackson, the way he ran over
Oh God,
Brian Bosworth was just
humiliating.
Well, Bosworth earned it though. Bosworth earned it.
Yeah, like seriously.
So for all those 12s out there, just to let you know, at one point the Seahawks were a fucking AFC West.
Well, not
fan,
only that, but
team.
but Bosworth came out of Oklahoma in 1985.
Yeah.
Obnoxious,
He ran his jibs.
arrogant,
He ran his jibs. Bo gave him the business.
and then Bo on a Monday Night Football game, his first NFL game, I believe.
Ran over him, stepped on
Just
his chest.
destroyed him on his way to a 91-yard touchdown,
It was
in which
amazing.
he didn't stop running until he was halfway up the tunnel.
All right, so let's take it back to the 70s. Would you rather tackle Earl Campbell or Franco Harris?
Franco.
Yeah, I don't think I want a piece of Earl Campbell. If
It's a
there's-
tough one for me because I don't want a piece of either of them.
Yeah, like honestly, if
They're both tough, hard runners.
Earl Campbell was literally like made of adamantium, I don't want a piece of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go with Franco.
yeah.
I think I take my chances with Franco and hope for the best and fuck with Earl Campbell.
Okay.
So
So
all right,
next week we're gonna do the
let's go do Would You Rather with like defensive ends
or wide receiver.
or wide receivers or something.
Oh, I got some wide receiver coverage for you next week.
Yeah, so we'll incorporate that if you guys like it, of course. Hit us up on dirtdiggler2023@gmail.com.
Or knp278@gmail.com.
We're also on Instagram now,
Yes, we
right?
are.
Dirt and Dork.
Word.
We're on Twitter. Look at Dirt and
Hey,
Dork.
not only that, we hit 100 listens.
Did we get to 100 listens?
We got 100.
Holy shit!
We
All
got
right,
75 on Mixcloud. We got 25 on YouTube.
I will take that to the bank. We also got like 2 on SoundCloud, so technically
We are triple digit
We are
audience
triple-
having motherfuckers.
Fuck yeah! All right, so as usual, listen. If you listen to the show and you like the show, share it. If them fuckers like it, tell them to share it, and so on and so forth. We're trying to do this organically. You know, we have a budget of $0 to work with
And we're
here.
growing.
But we're growing though, right? Since Kenny came on, we've been getting like 20 viewers, 20 listeners more per week. So next week we should be hitting like 120. But hey,
Holla.
all this is because folks who listen to the show been sharing it out and telling their folks to listen to the show. And we greatly appreciate it, right? We appreciate the Andre James, the David Boltons, the Gianni Nords. We appreciate the Charlies. We appreciate the
With
Daniels.
the Justin Gortons.
We appreciate all you folks for helping us get to triple
Yeah,
digits.
yeah, you should appreciate Justin Gordon. He's an Eagles fan, and he's been ripping me solidly.
Awesome. Got to have him on the show at one point. So, hey, in the near future, we look to have Miss North on the show. All right, and I'm sure I'll ask her about her indie film group. Like, for those of you who don't know indie film.
Also, next week is our last YU Division Sucks.
It is. Here's the thing, though. We may have to take next week off. I got to take D1 somewhere.
Yep.
All right, because summer's going to end. I got to take her somewhere. So we may
next
have to,
show is our last YU.
Yeah,
Division
we
Sucks.
may have to not do next week, but the next show will definitely be the last YU Division Sucks before we get
And
into the regular
definitely
season grind.
don't miss out
Don't miss out.
on
Listen.
the Dirt and Dork 2017 NFL season preview, in which we pick not only every division winner and every wild card, but who's going to the playoffs, who's going to the Super Bowl, and why.
We're also going to tell you who's going to be the basement of each division, so don't forget that.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard for the AFC East with two teams tanking.
Oh, I know, right? That's a crapshoot. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo,
could
New
be the
York.
Dolphins. It's up for anybody. So, but hey, listen, hey, as it always is, it's been real and it's been fun. Hey, you got anything, Dork?
It's been real fun.
Yeah, of course it's been real fun. So, Dirt and the Dork
Out.